Sharks of the Corn? Virus Shark? Cocaine Shark? Sharktopus? Yeah, those are all real movies. Join me, Steve Coates, as each week I take a comedic look at the bizarre world of sharksploitation cinema on Bucket of Chum, the Shark Movie Podcast.
Welcome back to Bad Movies, Worst People, and this week, I'll see you in Jingle Hell. I'm Derek.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Bad Movies, Worst People, which I already said.
Yeah.
Music.
Cue the music.
We're professionals.
I am professionals. Happy holidays, everybody.
Yes, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, if that's your thing, because today is Christmas, the day this episode's coming out, not the day we're recording. I don't want to confuse anyone in the room.
He's talking about me. I'm easily confused.
Yeah, holy shit, it's Christmas? My parents were expecting me hours
Dude, I gotta
ago.
go.
We decided to have our friend Steve from Bucket of Chum podcast back for
back.
This festive shark movie from 2018.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me back.
We need a shark spurt.
I need to know how anatomy works with a shark with ornament teeth.
Oh my god.
Dude,
seriously.
One of the best shots of this fucking movie. I almost said film.
It's not a film.
Dude, let's pun intended. Let's dive into this.
So this movie. So Steve, had you heard of this one? Because I know you do the research.
Yeah,
on
actually, I
shark
think
movies,
I saw this one probably 2 or 3 years ago, I think. And I hadn't watched it since. I kind of forgot a lot considered it, so it was actually really nice to rewatch it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised. Especially considering the TV
Yeah,
PG
that was
rating.
surprising, actually, because
Yeah.
it's a bit gorier than you would expect for a TV PG-13 or whatever. Like, it's...
I was concerned.
Yeah, very much so.
But welcomed.
On IMDb, it said TV PG. On Amazon, where we watched it, it said 16 plus.
yeah, I
So
feel like
those
PG
aren't
is
the
like...
same thing.
I think 16 plus was the actors.
So this came out in 2018. Apparently, it's a popular, shitty sci-fi shark movie. I don't know if this was Sci-Fi Channel or what. It has
Looks
to
like
be.
it.
It feels like it.
I couldn't find. I couldn't find any info on that, but it aired somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Halloween or
It's a Halloween.
it's a Christmas movie. It could have been on a Hallmark
Ooh,
Network.
a Halloween shark movie, Shalloween.
Just
It swims up to the lagoon. Water's
just
not
waiting
so
to be
deep.
made.
It's got candy
Oh
corn
my
for
God.
teeth. This thing's making itself. Trick or teeth, bitch.
Trick or teeth. On Rotten Tomatoes, it told me this movie was 2 hours long.
Oh
And I'm like, they must be accounting
Right.
for commercials.
Yeah.
Because thankfully, it's only 89 minutes.
Went by pretty
Yeah, it
smooth.
didn't drag
all in
too
all.
much.
I mean,
Yeah.
No.
I got
bad.
no qualms with the pace. Mm-hmm.
They got right to the holiday-themed shark murder.
Uh-huh.
So this was directed by a woman named Misty Tally. Her other directing credits...
I think I've seen some of her other films.
Her other directing credits include Mississippi River Sharks, Ozark Sharks, and Shark Island.
Okay.
So she has a theme.
Ozark Sharks instead of like Oz Sharks. It's
I
right
guess-
there.
Is Ozark Sharks like they're trying to steal money and like they really hate each other and they're just backstabbing their family?
Ooh, instead of Jason Bateman, it's got Jason Bateman. Jason the Bateman.
So I don't know if you know, Steve, but I think I've heard of Mississippi River Sharks. Is that the one where there's like women who are escaping from a prison and then like sharks come out of like a river into a swamp and try to kill them?
Yes,
Or
I
is
know
that a
what movie you're
different-
talking
You
about.
know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's a
talking
different
about?
movie. The only other movie of hers that I've seen, I just covered it in Spooky Sharktober, was Shark Island, because it's also called Zombie Sharks. So I covered that one. But the one you're thinking of, I
Okay.
think, is literally called Shark and Saw Women's Prison Massacre.
You're right.
Yeah.
That sounds exactly correct.
Just the way you both are so naturally accepting of this is insane. And for you guys to both have like intimate knowledge of some of these people astounds me. I've listened to a couple of Steve's episodes. He's like, "Oh, you recognize this guy from, this other shark movie." And it's like, "What? How could you?" So good on you, man.
This is the Sci-Fi Channel stable of actors.
It was cheaper to just use the same ones over and over.
Sci-fi stable.
One of these people, I think maybe it was the mom, just from a quick glance at IMDb, I think was in Ozark Sharks also.
Okay.
So she's a friend of the director. But yeah, so this movie is also written by a guy named Jake Kiernan, who also wrote Nothing.
Peaked too early.
So I guess he got fired.
He peaked too early.
Sci-Fi Channel was like, "No, we're good."
This is the movie equivalent of like throwing the touchdown for the big game in high school and then
This
doing
was his
nothing
Citizen Kane.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
You got to retire on top, dude.
In 20 years, he's going to be telling his kids, "Well, back in 2018, I wrote Shark Jaws."
Have you ever heard of Santa Jaws?
Santa Jaws, not Shark Jaws.
Yeah.
That's just regular Jaws. The movie stars a whole bunch of nobody, but I did write down some of the names of people we thought these were the Wish.com version of.
It's like
Yeah.
you ordered actors
Love
and
it.
got them on Wish.
Yeah. So the brother Cody is like a Wish version of Harlan Williams.
Half baked.
Yeah. The main character Josh is a Wish version of Edward Furlong.
Terminator
100%.
The dad we are calling Wish
Oh my
Eccleston.
God.
'Cause
Yeah.
he looks like Chris Eccleston, but on a
Yes.
budget.
Bad guy from Gone in 60 Seconds.
And then the mom looked like the girl from
The mom in Liar Liar.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
I thought so.
That's right.
And,
yeah. Yeah.
News Radio.
News Radio.
Yeah.
These are the people that I see,
But they're all a bunch of nobody.
Uh-huh.
I do have the name of this guy we're about to meet. So we start out with the festive title card of Santa Jaws with the lights on it. It's beautiful.
Yep.
And we go straight into crazy hobo Santa. And as this scene was unraveling, I was like, okay, this kid's watching a movie in universe or something.
Yeah.
But Whitney even called it. She's like, no, it's a comic book he's drawing.
Yep. It
And
was called well.
But it's like a bad action movie about a shark
Yeah.
at Christmas. Kind of like this movie.
It's kind of the origin. I think we're seeing the origin story of Santa Jaws, right?
Yeah.
A psycho Santa Claus killer who demands a sacrifice, is trying to impale a young lady with a fake Christmas tree. I think I'm
Yeah,
getting that right.
something
He has something like that.
And he's dropping He is
Oh,
dropping
my God.
pun after pun, dude. Like you should have checked the list. You should have had a list and checked it twice.
Better watch out. Better not die. And then he pulls off his Santa jacket and he's got like the prison tattoos on his forearms, but it says
Oh my
Feliz
God, I
Navidad.
didn't even
That's
catch
awesome.
that. That's amazing.
I wanted some knuckle tattoos with like Noel.
Oh my God, that would have been fucking great.
And I don't know who this actor is other than I got his name, and it's Creek Wilson. Which
Okay.
is an awesome
Perfect.
name
Yes,
for a
it
crazy
is.
old hobo.
Yeah.
So then
He just played himself. That's just who he is.
They found this guy torturing a young lady with a Christmas tree. Like, right, roll film. Here we go.
Get the camera. Get the camera.
This is what you call organic.
that makes it part documentary.
Hell yeah, it does.
It's a docudrama.
So the hero character gets a line, "See you in Jingle Hell,"
Uh-huh.
and then just knocks this dude into the water. Santa Jaws eats him and becomes a magical Christmas murder shark.
Or she does.
She does.
Yeah,
yes.
get your pronouns right,
Oh
we're
yes,
told.
that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she decides to wear the festive Santa hat forever, apparently.
And I fell in love with this movie as soon as I saw a Santa hat on a shark fin.
Yeah. That's what really sells this, honestly. Like without the Santa hat on the shark
All right,
fin,
so let's
this
get
movie
to
doesn't
real
work
quick,
for
just a
some
quick
reason.
description of the shark, because it does have Santa hat on the fin. We do have Rudolph red-nosed eyeballs and a string of Christmas lights around the shark's body that might be used later.
Maybe.
We'll
Oh,
see.
they are.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, all CG shittiness aside, I like the design of this shark.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I mean, yes, for a CG shark movie, this CG shark looks better than, I don't know, 490 of the 520 sharks in Sharknado.
Uh-huh.
Any of them.
Oh yeah.
It looked as good as Deep Rising. I know we're, decades later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 30 years later. Or 20, sorry.
20.
And they finally got it.
Nailed it.
So yeah, when we find out it's his comic book, he's having a dream. Cody is the main one. Josh is the brother. I had it
Sure.
backwards earlier. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I got
Edward
them confused
Furlong.
because the kids, my best friends I grew up with were named Josh and Cody, and they were brothers. So, interchangeable.
I don't think they would say that.
Just like my friends.
Yeah. Same people.
So we also meet Clark, who is the comic book shop owner here, who starts out incredibly annoying, redeems
He
himself by
grows on
being
me.
funny, and then gets annoying again. So
Yeah.
It's a reverse hero's journey.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you're asking me, he's a wish list Matthew Perry after he was done acting.
I thought you were gonna say after he died.
Oh no, I'm not that bad of a person. You might be. Rest in pictures, not in
Yes.
pools.
Yes, don't rest in pools.
That's how you got in this position in the first place. He's like, what did I get myself into?
Speaking of sharks, that's what got him. It was this hot tub.
He doesn't have any friends anymore.
Dude, hot tub shark machine? Is there? Can we have like a crossover?
Oh my god. Yes.
Oh, these bubbles are nice.
What's that roaring sound? It must be a shark.
Oh, you made the water all red. That's beautiful. Nice lighting.
Very festive.
It's so romantic.
So yeah, we also meet it's Steve, right? The friend.
Yeah, the nerd.
I think they say his name at the end of the movie.
And I swear, this guy's supposed to be a fat kid. Like the script is making fun of him as if he's a fat kid, but
Yeah.
he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that too the whole time I was watching. I'm like, yeah, this guy's supposed to be a fat kid, and he's not.
Yeah.
But he's very
Yeah,
much
if you
written like
just
one.
read the
Like,
script,
yeah.
like, oh, okay, we're gonna hire a fat kid to play this nerd, but no,
yeah.
Exactly. He's less of a fat kid than the fat kid from Goonies, who wasn't really that fat
Who
of a
was-
fat kid.
Yeah.
He was more of he was the thick kid.
he had a
Yeah.
beer belly at age 10. It's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do in Oregon?
Smoke a lot of weed.
But so we have all that going on. We're kind of just meeting them. We also find out that fake Edward Furlong likes to peep on his neighbor, as Edward Furlong did in the movie Brain Scan. He's just watching his neighbor through the window, and she sees him, which is fun.
Much like previous episode of Men at Work, where Charlie Sheen's spying on his neighbor with binoculars. Luckily, this kid's not nearly as creepy as Charlie Sheen.
No, he's just watching her take out the trash.
Yeah.
He's like, I wish that was me.
Wish I was your trash.
I could be your garbage water baby.
I could be a hefty bag.
So we also then meet his entire family.
Like the
Mom,
entire
Dad,
family.
brother, Papa
Uncle-
Mike,
Uncle
or
Mike.
Papa Joe.
Papa Joe, Uncle Mike, and hot chick Georgia.
Yes, Georgia, the Snapstagram model.
Yeah. Make sure you get that handle right, dude. Snapstagram.
I don't have snaps to ham.
You don't have hamster ham.
It gave me very Lifetime movie vibes because Lifetime
Yeah.
likes to do their social media is called Flashback.
Okay, so you guys are both experts
Oh,
on
God.
B shark films and Lifetime movies. Is that what I'm led to believe? Live an interesting.
I don't
life.
think I've ever sat through like an entire Lifetime movie, but I've seen enough clips to just like, I know how this movie goes. I don't need to watch the whole thing.
Does
Like
it have
30
Melissa
seconds
Joan
in, I
Hart?
get it. Oh, obviously, they all do, right? But yeah, this movie definitely had like a Christmas Hallmark Lifetime movie vibe, which was really weird because
Yeah.
it worked for it.
I mean, I'm still shocked that I enjoyed a PG-13 shark movie. As soon as I found out that fact, I was like, you lost a point because I need to see the gore, I need to see the blood, and you're not going to give it to me. But what it does do, it does very well.
I mean,
Yeah.
would you get a guy walking on stumps?
Oh my God, that was so awesome.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Lost my shit, dude.
Yeah.
When we do get there, we have a piece of information about that.
Oh, love it.
So we meet the family. It's all the family drama set up, and then we also get Edward Furlong here getting his Christmas gift from his pappy, which is a magic German pen. Oh, we forgot to go back and get the inscription.
Oh, yeah. Well, she says what it is.
Die Wursten Loften Gryffindor.
Turton, Fergen, Bergen, Kurgen.
It's apparently a cursed German pen that was also carved by the guy who carved the puppets in Puppet Master.
I maintain that Papa Joe is actually like Papa Yosef, and he came to America sometime in the early 50s in Operation Paperclip with this enchanted Nazi pen.
He's the one who taught them all how to make bombs.
Oh, that's right. This guy uses explosives on wild boars, apparently. apparently.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that detail, but that was a good one. Oh, these are the explosives Papa Joe uses on the boars at camp.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're telling me you're not hunting for
I
meat?
like that they just breezed right over that. Like, yeah, this is a normal thing that people do. You guys do that all the time, right? Duh.
Funny fact, I do know Louisiana and other states around there are just infested with wild hog. Like, it is a thing where you can get paid to go hunt them.
Okay, so it probably is the normal thing for them.
I mean, there might be a normality
But
there.
I think it's like, if
Right.
you're going to get paid to hunt them, you have to have a corpse to prove it. You can't just show up with a bag of meat and be like, this is 8 boars.
Oh no, I'm telling you,
point.
it's such a bad problem there that they're just like, they don't care.
I killed 8. All right, here's $800. I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't care, man. They heard the explosions.
So they go on their Papa Joe. Wait, isn't Papa Joe the name of the guy from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
It's Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa Joe.
But I mean, this is his
Wow.
grandpa.
Yeah, but he's out of bed.
This is before he got all bedridden and just wanted to smoke tobacco. Look, we all want that, Grandpa Joe.
After this movie, it traumatized him, so then he was bedridden.
You don't know what I saw. I moved to England and became Grandpa Joe.
Oh wait, you're about to get rich? All right, I'll get out of bed.
Yeah.
You got a golden ticket. Oh,
My
man.
legs work. It's a miracle.
Grandpa Joe starts singing, "You are my golden ticket."
You are my golden ticket.
But so they go on their apparently annual Christmas Eve fishing trip at quote unquote 5 a.m. This is December.
This is the brightest 5 o'clock in the morning I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is noon.
Yeah. This is high noon, only because Grandpa Joe is smoking. He's always high at noon.
Yeah.
Well, you know it's noon because he pulled out the eggnog. He's like, I can't drink before noon, but
I know you have different opinions, and maybe you don't, Steve, but alcohol and dairy are not good bedfellows in my life.
I like a rum and eggnog, but like I'm talking 1 or 2. Like I'm not getting
Yeah.
drunk off rum and eggnog. Like fuck that noise.
I'd rather have Roman eggnog.
Yeah. Seriously.
well, when I made my like barrel proof eggnog, that was pretty good. And then a White Russian works.
Yeah, I'm not. I know I look like the dude sometimes with my hair down, but I am not a Caucasian kind of guy.
You just do the Black Russian. You start making a White Russian, and someone hands you your cream, and you're like, nah.
Yep. I have cream in my house just so I can say no thank you.
It's nice to be polite.
So Edward Furlong here spills the eggnog into the bog that they're fishing in.
I don't know if either of you noticed this. The amount of eggnog that is in this water is absurd.
I think this is the exact same shot they use later when he dumps the quote unquote chum into the
Oh,
water.
that makes perfect
Right.
sense. Because it was an absurd amount of liquid in this thermos.
Yeah, they had the
Yeah.
camera underwater for like the few shots. They were like, we got the underwater camera for one day. So let's
Mhm.
shoot all the underwater shots. So on that one, they were just like, dump a gallon of milk in the water.
That's what it looked like.
Yep.
It also looked disgusting.
And the Christmas chum of eggnog here pulls Santa Jaws up, who consumes Papa Joe, and he is out of this movie. The only family member who doesn't hate this kid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He did not deserve to die.
No. But you know what? Good for the shark. He took him down quick. There's no like
That's true.
chomping on him and eviscerating him. He's just whoop, you're out of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Mom got what she deserved at the end.
Mom
Oh,
got yeah,
fucking
mom's the
right.
one that got
Mom's a
chewed on,
bitch.
and she was a bit of a Karen.
Carolyn.
Oh yeah.
Carolyn. Oh, Christmas Carolyn.
She was a
God
Christmas Carolyn.
damn it.
I know I've done my job when I get someone to say God damn it. That's something I said. I feel good about this day.
So yeah, the shark eats Papa Joe, and little Eddie Furlong runs back to his parents' house, and
Little
he's
Eddie
like,
Furlong.
I just love. He goes back and forth so much. He's like, something attacked Grandpa,
Yeah.
and then he's like, it was a shark. And then in a minute here, when he's at the comic book shop, he's like, a great white shark ate my grandpa. Which is a great sentence. And then he follows it up with, something is in the water. I don't know what it is.
Something's in the water. Something in the Santa hat. He's not hysterical at all, man. If I just saw my
Oh,
grandpa get
man.
eaten by a great white shark off of a fishing pier wearing a Santa hat, I mean, with red Rudolph eyes, I'd be losing my fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'd have to be changing
He's
my
calm as can
pants.
be.
Like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
No one in this movie gets as upset as they should be at any point in time.
No.
no.
Like he's like, Grandpa Joe is hurt. I'm like, no, first of all, he's dead.
Yeah, he's not hurt. Well, he might be hurt, but he's also dead.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, you're stupid, go inside. And he's like, no, but he's hurt. See, look, I'm emoting.
Yeah.
I mean, you get what you pay for on the wish.com, right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
The Wish.com actors don't come with tear juice.
No.
And like of all like the Wish.com actors to get, like, why would you base off Eddie Furlong? Like, of all fucking people. Like,
Somebody did a bunch of cocaine while they're writing the script and watching Terminator 2. Like, yeah, that's the guy.
They were doing the cocaine with Eddie Furlong.
yeah.
Ed Furlong's their dealer.
I mean, if you're gonna cast a kid that looks like Eddie Furlong, you do it for, like, I don't know, Jawminator.
Ooh, Jominator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
there
watch
you
that.
That sounds like
Of course I
a
would.
Jamaican one, a Jamaican Terminator though.
I'm Jawminator.
Dominator,
I'll
man.
be back, boy.
Don't go down by the beach, boy. So yeah, no, his parents don't believe him, and they're like, Grandpa Joe's still sleeping. And
Sorry,
he's-
one more. Rasta la vista. Continue.
Oh my god.
Just sat there in my brain for too long.
Grandpa Joe is still sleeping, but we're all gonna go on a trip without him. And he's like, go check if Grandpa Joe's in his
Yeah,
bedroom.
and why don't you do this? Like,
It's a
Just-
simple thing. Like, you walk 20 feet to the fucking house and like, oh, he's not
Yeah.
here. Maybe he's
Yeah,
telling the
shut
truth.
up, you little liar. Go be grounded. Give me your phone. Go die.
Yeah.
So he has his like Christmas gear up scene where he fills his backpack with art supplies
Yeah.
and then puts on a Christmas sweater.
I mean, it's a gear up. It's a suit
It
up
is.
scene.
It's like the quick shot of the notebook, the quick shot of the sweater, but he's just getting dressed.
Yeah,
instead of Rambo tying the bandana, he's put on a Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Same feeling for sure, though.
So he's trying to find his comic book, even though he doesn't think to change the comic book until the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
For some reason, he thinks finding his comic book will help him. So he goes back to the asshole at the comic shop who's like, oh, no, I gave it to this underage girl.
Yeah, this guy's so skeezy.
Oh
dude.
my god.
Well, she's not a regular yet.
Yeah, he's so fucking creepy. And she even says like, oh, he gives off creepy vibes.
Yeah, she knows.
Yeah,
She knows.
immediately.
Good, you know what? Good instincts, girl. Good instincts.
Yeah, she's probably one of the smartest people in this fucking movie.
You know what? I'll take that. She is the smartest person in this movie.
Yeah.
She's the most capable person by far.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
She knows everything. It reminds me of was her name Becky?
Becky in Dead Heat,
the
yeah.
one who knows everything and can do everything.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Real Mary Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't see her train for track, so she can't be good at track. But I do like. There's one quick little like line where the friend Steve is going off on like the whole summary of who Santa Jaws is.
Oh,
And then the comic book guy is given like
Clark?
the dun dun
Oh
dun.
my god,
Clark.
yeah.
And it's kind of funny. And then but Eddie Furlong is just like, can you not be an ass? And Clark is like, yeah, he can't not do that.
He's trying to make it funnier. And it worked for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we go to, so that's when he finds out he gave the comic to Jenna, who's the new neighbor, the one he's been peeping on. And we go to the restaurant that the family owns, ?
I think so.
That might be the thing. I didn't think about that. I mean, they've been setting it up all day. That's where they had the turkeys.
Oh, and earlier they did say that they had to close down the restaurant, like when the family first shows up, and then they leave like the brother and his hot wife alone. They're like, oh, we got to go close the restaurant.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's their restaurant.
But they don't like make that very obvious. Like you really had to kind of search for that, which is weird to
Yeah.
me. Like, why is that even a
Make
thing?
it a
if
thing or
it's
drop it.
not important.
I do want to
Yeah.
say, she says something about, like at the end, about how there was a big Christmas dinner or Christmas
Uh-huh.
Eve dinner. I was like, so you were preparing food for this restaurant. So you had these 3 large chickens for your entire restaurant?
Unless
Yeah.
they close down the restaurant on Christmas just for their family.
Okay, that's fair.
That's it. But either way,
But this is a real restaurant. We looked it up because
yeah.
I saw
Oh,
the
shit.
name on the window. River and Rye,
River and Rye.
which sounded interesting. I was like, seafood and whiskey, I'm in.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And Jack Googled it, and it's a real restaurant in Shreveport,
Uh-huh.
Louisiana.
Shreveport, which it looks like this whole thing is filmed in Shreveport.
Yeah, well, and then this comic shop, Big Easy Comics, is in Covington, Louisiana, and I'm assuming these places are all very close to each other.
Sure.
So it was a real place. It's out of business now
that's
because
awesome.
Clark got eaten by a shark. And
The owner got eaten by a shark. It's hard to recover from that financially,
Yeah.
financially.
Jesus.
yeah, Steve, if you ever need some shark puns, just send
Oh,
Jack
yeah.
a message. He'll get you.
It will go swimmingly.
So we get is it Gloria? Georgia,
Georgia.
the Snapstagram model.
Yeah.
And
Her
it beca-
her handle is Gloria Hole. That's what you're thinking of.
We get her in a bikini in the 59-degree weather of Shreveport, Louisiana in
Yeah.
the winter.
I mean, it's a shark movie. Am I wrong? You got to get a chick in some bikini, right?
Yeah, I also have a question about this though.
Let's hit it.
So when she first arrived, she said, "Oh, it's so humid here." Is it? I don't live down there, so is it humid in December?
In Louisiana, yes.
Okay.
Louisiana's humid all the fucking time.
Okay.
I've only been in Louisiana in May and June because I apparently hate myself. But
Those are the worst months to go for someone that doesn't know.
I had a job traveling, and most of it was in the southeast part of the country, and even in the winter, it was humid.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That's why I don't understand why people settle.
I mean,
there.
it's right by ocean and just plenty of rivers running up into the land.
It's
so
not. It's barely ocean. It's like ocean, but then you have like miles of swamp and bog.
yeah.
Okay,
So
makes
yeah,
sense.
I guess her statement does ring true. I mean,
Yeah.
for someone like from where we're from is very fucking dry, like infamously dry.
Yeah.
So if we went even in December, it'd be like, holy shit, what is this air moisture?
yeah, okay.
Dude,
Like
there's
the
three,
sky
there's
is
3 weeks in
sweating.
the summer here where it's 40% humidity and we can't stand it.
I know it's awful.
Yeah.
But her bikini is festive. It's not the festive colors, but it is like a crocheted
Yeah.
Christmas blanket bikini.
Yeah.
You know what? I think they were good because it is red and green shades. Like it's just the wrong. It's mauve and fucking ivy or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they really should have just like gone right in with the Christmas colors or like even like Christmas patterns.
I
or
think they asked
something
the actress
with
to
that.
bring what she had. Like, what do you have that's red and green? She's like, I got this. Like that'll work.
Close
That's
enough.
that's
Yeah.
probably exactly what they did.
Or the
Yeah.
production designer is colorblind. That's why they only work on sci-fi movies.
They'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
They never did.
They spent all their fix it and post budget making a shark.
Yeah.
So she's like, she's trying to take pictures of herself, and the boat's not starting. So she goes, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get in the water." Which it's just such gross water. Don't get in this water.
I know it's not even good for Snapstagram photos,
No,
dude.
so she's Snapstagramming, and she sees or she doesn't see it. We see the shark hat or the Santa hat in the background of the picture.
But she does go, oh my God. And you think, oh, she saw the fucking shark in the background. My pores are disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she said something because I was going to. She didn't.
Her fucking laugh during that scene was so
Oh, God.
fucking annoying. It just pierced right
Yeah.
into me, and I'm just like, oh, ugh.
You're rooting for her death, but you know that she's the hot chick, so she can't die yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to string it along a little bit more.
We had all just commented about like, ooh, the bikini girl, like she's hot, whatever, right? And then she's like, ha ha ha, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why can't she just speak Russian so I don't have to talk to her?
And Uncle Mike is trying to get his boat working. There's Christmas lights stuck in his propeller? Question mark.
Yeah, you said it.
And
It happens.
he's leaning towards the water with bells hanging off of him, which are
They're sleigh
They're
bells,
sleigh
but
bells,
they're
as
spelled
one
a
does.
different way.
yes, they're different kind of sleigh.
It's the shark sleigh.
Yeah, so then he gets sleigh belled
He gets sleigh belled.
by this shark, who chomps him in half.
will be ringing.
And we don't see the bells hanging off the shark later, but this is when the shark starts making bell noises. So maybe they're just inside of the
So
shark.
yeah, or they're magical bells.
It's like that dog from Snatch that eats the squeaky thing.
I want to say it's got a cute name like Daisy or something. But yeah, it's either they're bells inside the shark that can be magically heard outside of the water, or they're just magical bells. This shark has a bell aura.
The shark just exudes bell energy. Big bell energy.
I would have liked to have seen the bells hanging off of its like tail
Yeah.
fin. That would have been fun.
Out of the teeth, maybe.
Well, they mentioned that
even
from the
would have been
comics,
great.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
I got a fever. Only one thing cures the fever. More sleigh bells.
So they go back to get the comic again from the comic shop because they do meet Jenna, and she's like, "No, it must be, or
It's
no,
on my
it's
dad's
on the
boat."
dad's boat. That's what
Yep.
it is." So they go to her dad's boat, and you can hear the bells from underwater. And this is when we get this elf hobo. I don't know why all the people who are just random Christmas folk getting killed in this look like hobos.
That's just Shreveport, dude. I mean, he's not a hobo. He's drinking a Beta, which is a Louisiana craft brewery.
Yeah, but it's like the cheap Louisiana craft brewery.
He can get much better. Like you spend
He's a
that
hipster
money.
hobo.
He's a hopester.
They can still they can still have identities.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're drinking on a budget, get you a plastic bottle of vodka, like some Fleischmann's or something.
I guess this is like the beer in his lunch pail. He's like a construction worker who's dressed like an elf.
He's on Christmas break.
Yeah. He's an
He sticks
escaped
his
elf
feet-
from the North Pole.
He's like, oh, freedom never tasted so fucking good.
This is like the realistic version of Will Ferrell's character
Yeah.
from Elf.
The Buddy the Elf
Yeah.
just got hammered.
Yeah. Things got rough after.
Once he found out about like what is it, Fireball cinnamon whiskey,
Exactly.
Buddy the Elf went downhill quickly.
That's what I was gonna say. He started with like maple whiskey and then just turned to beer eventually, and then
I
he's,
like
he's just
syrup.
drinking gin out of a flask
It
like a real
happens.
alcoholic.
Hey, gin out of a flask is very Christmassy to me.
Does taste like pine needles.
Traditions.
So he's this elf man person. I don't know.
Well,
dude.
what's funny enough about you say Elf Man,
Oh,
because his character name is Elf Man and his first name is Danny, so he's Danny
Oh my
the Elf
God.
Man.
Jesus Christ.
Danny Elf Man, and also he's the stunt coordinator on this movie.
Oh,
Yes.
amazing.
He
Yeah.
coordinated people falling in the water so the shark could look like they were eating.
They did that just so that we have Danny the Elf Man in our movie. You have Danny Elfman, kind of.
Yeah.
Danny, Elfman.
Yeah.
If you heard Danny Elfman, then that's what we said.
Yeah.
But this is like the best, well, second best kill for me in this movie.
It's my favorite.
It's so
the
good.
the shark pushes the boat up against the pier or whatever and chops off his legs, which I guess is how that works.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
They
I-
sharpen their boat, dude.
Yeah, you don't sharpen your boats up there?
It must be a Louisiana and Canada thing only.
Well, they got to get those boats through all these swamps, right? So
That's it. You just ram an alligator, man. You sharpen your boat and you ram that fucking gator.
Yeah, exactly.
Or crocodile, I think.
I think they're gators.
Yeah, gators. I'm only saying that because I remember a movie called Gator Bait that takes place there, so I'm just assuming that it's gators. That's what I'm
That
going
makes
off
perfect
of.
sense
Yeah.
then.
Most of the movies I've seen involving alligators or crocodiles have alligators because it's got gator in the
Well-
name. The only ones I've seen with crocodiles, it's usually a hybrid creature like Crocosaurus or something.
So
Right.
the way you can tell is if they say see you in a while or see you later. If they say see you later, it's an alligator. If they say see you in a while, you know it's a crocodile.
That's
Sorry,
just
my dad
science.
stepped in for a minute.
I was about to plug your other podcast again. Things my dad says. starring
Things my
Jack.
dad would have said if he stayed around.
Things your dad says.
Some of us had to make our own dad jokes.
The kids are having this little discussion after this guy gets his legs chopped off about how like they need to like protect the people or whatever. I don't really understand it because this guy gets his legs chopped off. We go back to the
Oh,
comic
he
book
walks
shop.
on the humps though.
But they go
Oh
back
my
to the comic
God,
book
that
shop,
terrible
and
CG
then they
hump.
get to the pier.
Yeah, no, sorry. Don't brush over how terrible that CGI was. when
But
he's-
that's the confusing part of what I was saying is like he gets his leg chopped off. And then
Yeah.
we're back at the comic book shop where they get their weapons. And then we're back at the pier where they see him stumping around.
so it took him a while to gather himself.
Yeah, he's just been stumping around for a while.
They were filming the spin-off Stranger Things, where like a bunch of young kids had to learn the lore of this monster and weapon up.
One of those kids is named Finn.
Oh
in
yeah.
Stranger Things.
That's true.
Is that a real name or a TV name?
I think it's a TV name.
I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they get their weapons because this comic book shop guy has a LARPing arsenal.
I
in the
spotted this
background.
crossball as soon as we started watching this, by the way. I was
Yeah.
like, look, that's a crossbow behind him.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said,
they're
this is a
gonna
real
use that.
comic book shop.
Uh,
And like these comic book racks and the shelves of dice and the paints and everything was all really there. And then this rack of weapons just looks like someone threw weapons on a shelf. So this is clearly added for the movie.
yeah, everything else you could buy. This is just for show.
They couldn't afford a great art designer. They could afford a art designer.
Did you give me the best? I got you the best on that budget.
Yeah.
It's my cousin.
Finny. My cousin Finny. Oh, shark lawyer. Keep going.
But yeah, they get their weapons, they go back to the water, and that's when they see Stumpy guy walking around. Stumpy the elf.
Stumpy the elf. It's like a sad children's book.
But it's just a dude walking on his knees, wearing like green pant legs that they just CG'd in like some bad bones, and like it is leaving a trail of blood behind. There's blood on the dock.
That is true. They did manage to pull that off.
Some of the first blood that I really noticed was this scene right
I think
here.
it was the first blood because the when Papa
Did you
Joe-
first blood?
it was the first blood. I'm suing. When Papa Joe
shark.
when Papa Joe and Uncle Mike get killed, there's no blood.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, I would say the majority of people are just getting snatched from wherever they are, like whole snatch, and just whoop, you're gone.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's pretty typical in most of the movies I watch.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm familiar with and what I expected more of, and we got a little bit of it, is
it's right here.
the bubble water. Yeah, bubbles in the water with red coming out. This
Yeah.
is I expected more of this.
Yeah, I mean, you already got the shot. Just flip it and reuse it.
Yeah.
It's a different angle.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Color it differently, like
Yeah, throw a
zoom
little
in,
lighting
zoom
on
out.
it. Yeah. Do both. Zoom in and out really fast.
Yeah.
Make it look hectic.
Oh, and I do have to say real quick, when they were getting the weapons, Jenna, who can also read German, translated the pen box, and it was like, if you draw with this, you get your wish or whatever.
Right.
And if you're a piece of shit, you watch out
Yeah.
for the consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a
Yes.
good person, like you can't be stopped. If you're a bad guy, uh-oh. Like I think that's verbatim. If you're a bad guy, uh-oh.
Yeah.
So they're trying to catch the shark or kill the shark. So they use Christmas music to attract it, which is great. Royalty-free Christmas music.
Yeah, okay,
no,
yeah. No, that reminds me. That did not sound like a fucking Christmas song. That sounded like they found some, like, copyright-free jazz music. It did not
So-
sound like Christmas music.
America has no shame in covering Christmas music in any sort of genre we can, including but not limited muzak, elevator jazz, things of that nature.
I couldn't even, like, pick up on a tune, though. Like, they could have used, like, Jingle Bells, like, any sort of...
I think it was a Here Comes Santa Claus, just fucking
Is
terrible.
that now or is that later?
I don't know.
It might be the same song.
Dude,
I don't
like
know.
I said
Could be,
earlier,
yeah.
I think off recording, I loathe Christmas music. I
Yeah.
think is the lowest form of music or entertainment, but I love Christmas movies, so I have to suck it up and take it.
Yeah, I've worked in a grocery store. I can't stand Christmas music.
Yeah,
It
fuck
starts
that.
on November 10th and it ends on January 3rd.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's fucking awful.
I think you said you worked retail. I worked movie theater. I mean, we've all been,
yeah.
been beaten over the head by a 7-track Christmas CD.
Yeah. Oh,
God forbid you
fuck.
work 12-hour shift.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck.
My ex loved Christmas music, so
That's
we'd
why
get off
she's
of
your
work.
ex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one reason. I'd get off of work and she'd be in the car and she'd turn it to whichever radio station does Christmas music all winter.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, stop! Why are we listening to this? You
Yeah.
work with me. You know this is terrible. Doesn't matter.
I got a buddy who's now ex-wife, but at the time when they were married, his wife would play Christmas music to torture him. I mean, we're talking about all times of the year. So we would be on headset, playing something on Xbox, and he'd be muted. And every time he'd unmute to talk, we just hear like, "So the bells will be ringing."
Jesus
And he was
Christ.
so fucking furious. I'm like, you know what? I hate that, but I also love it.
Baby,
Yeah.
it's cold outside. We can't do that one anymore.
Can't sing that
right?
one anymore.
So they're throwing their weapons at this shark because nobody's actually like trying in this sequence.
And I thoroughly enjoy that the person that's doing the pretend launch of these arrows is just like limpress throwing
Oh
him in
my
the water.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
landing sideways.
It would be like if anybody here threw with their non-dominant hand.
yeah, yep.
Although to be fair, that might be what it looks like when I throw a spear with my dominant hand.
Well,
I don't know. I've never
and
thrown a spear.
The dude gets made fun of, and he's like, "Aren't you a pitcher?" He's like, "Yeah, baseballs, not harpoons."
And this is where the Christmas lights come back because the shark lassos Georgia.
Oh,
with
sorry, but
Christmas lights.
Georgia's been sharpening this candy cane with
Yes.
her mouth, and I'm gonna give this movie some credit. It could have been super sleazy right here. showing her doing this in a much more fellatio way. But it's, I don't know, it's pretty tasteful for a bikini-clad girl sucking on a candy cane.
Yeah. The director is female, so that probably helped a little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a normal size candy cane. It's not those ones they're sharpening later, which is what a dude director would have had her suck on.
Oh, and that makes sense why, is it Jenna is a competent female?
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Someone that knows.
Yeah.
Is the only competent character in the movie.
Yeah.
As you folks know, we like to have a beer or three while we podcast, and sometimes that leads to a not so pleasant morning after, unless we remember to hydrate, people. That's where Liquid IV comes in. Liquid IV is the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, and it's now available in sugar-free with a proprietary zero sugar solution that has no artificial sweeteners. I love using Liquid IV because it comes in convenient little packets you can take with you, makes me feel rejuvenated and hydrated, and best of all, it actually tastes good. Just one packet of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than just water alone, thanks to the 8 vitamins and nutrients it has, and it has 3 times the electrolytes of those other sports drinks. We love Liquid IV so much that we're offering you, our loyal listeners, a steal of a deal. Get 20% off when you grab your Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier, sugar-free, or any other variant at liquidiv.com and use the code WORSTPEOPLE at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code WORSTPEOPLE at liquidiv.com. The shark lassos Georgia with Christmas lights and pulls her into the water, and she's dead now.
Yep.
She does stab it in the eye with her sharpened Christmas candy cane, candy Christmas. I don't know.
It's a candy cane.
Candy cane. That's the word I need. Not Christmas.
You just kept throwing things in there.
I kept wanting to say Christmas. And she stabs it in the eye, and it pulls that eye out, and it's still glowing, which is interesting.
And it floats.
Yep. I think shark eyes probably float.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I've never pulled an eye out of a shark.
I've never pulled a Rudolph glowing shark eye out of a Santa Jaws before, so
just normalized from normal sharks for me.
Yeah.
Then we go back to the parents who find Edward Furlong's note he left them, which, by the way, when he started writing this, he was like dictating it out loud. He's like, "Dear Mom and Dad," but you can see him just scribbling on paper.
God, yeah. Then they show the note, and it's like so nicely written.
It's perfect penmanship.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think it said, "You guys are in Dunger, not danger."
Yeah.
But
Oh, you're in Dunga. Watch out for that shark. Santa Jaws is coming to get ya.
But I'm only mentioning it because they grab their rifle, and he's like, "Let's put this fish on ice," and cocks this.
I gotta
rifle.
tell you, man, this is the most plastic-looking fucking gun I've ever seen.
Seriously.
Like, it's supposed to be reminiscent of, like, I don't know, like an M1 Garand from World War II, but it is just like a fucking. We're gonna call back to Men at Work. It's a pellet gun, dude.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he cocked it by pulling out a handle like an air pump handle. But I was just like, put that fish on ice. That's not. I don't see Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie.
It's a really similar looking gun. Oh, we're gonna get back to that. It's a really similar looking gun to Jaws, the one that what's his name, Brody shoots in the shark's mouth. It's very similar to that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this guy now all of a sudden gets the quip.
Yeah.
We're gonna put that fish on ice.
What was it you said when we were watching this? I'm gonna finish you.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
God.
shark is finished. Time to play Jingle Gills.
So the parents are gonna go look for the kids. We do find out Jenna's from Tucson, which doesn't mean anything, but
Except
I like
for
that.
we're from Tucson.
Tucson.
We definitely got like a little woo from the room. But she's just talking about how she's really good at what she does, which is athletics, and her dad just pushes her, you know, and sometimes she just wants to watch TV and eat double fudge sundaes with extra fudge and chocolate sauce. Like, holy fucking diabetes, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's taking a break, and then there's breaking yourself.
See, she didn't grow up watching those commercials. She doesn't know. She doesn't know about diabetes.
Wilford Brimley was off the TV by the time she was old enough to remember.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. She's not watching Cocoon.
No.
She's never seen Remo Williams.
Not many have. Not many should.
So they just realize, okay, we need to kill this shark with Christmas weapons.
She's attracted to Christmas. She can only be killed by Christmas.
Yes, because the only thing that hurt her was the
candy
cane.
cane.
Yeah.
But Jenna's like, it hurt her, and I'm like, did it?
I
Or
mean,
did
it
just
took
pull
her
out-
fucking eye out.
But she seemed fine.
But all these other things are bouncing off. The harpoon or spear, the arrows, they're
Yeah.
just bouncing right off. So this is the one thing that can penetrate.
Yeah. So they decide, how do you make Christmas weapons other than wrapping a wreath around a harpoon?
Absolutely. Aretha Franklin music. You got all the,
Aretha.
they got tinsel on this fucking lance now.
They do sharpen candy canes for arrows, which I don't think would fly true. But
I
hey,
don't think so.
What do
Oh
I know?
God, no! There's no fucking way.
I mean, yeah, you didn't put any feathers on it.
Yeah.
And we attach tinsel to the back. It's like feathers.
It's like streamers.
Yeah.
We put mistletoe on the back of it. Oh, the shark's
But
trying
to be
kiss
fair,
me.
even if they did shoot true, they still wouldn't have been able to fucking shoot them right because these people are terrible. So
No, yeah,
wouldn't
these
have
people
mattered.
can't do it.
Well, even
Yeah,
when
these
they
people
show
couldn't
them
do it
attacking- even when they show them attacking with the weapons, and she like shoots the candy cane arrow and it goes into the shark. When you see it hit the water, it literally does like the other earlier arrows and stuff, where it just
Yeah.
lands flat on the water.
Yeah.
But then in the underwater shot, it's going in.
yeah.
I mean, come on, can't we get a better thrower on set? Like,
Yeah.
And then Steve is trying to do something. He's trying to grab something out of the water. I don't know. And then he gets eaten. So now
one of the ornaments. This is where we get the bomb talk, though. Because
Right.
they're gearing up, right? And they say this is Papa Joe used to blow up boards with this explosives.
Oh, yes.
So now we put explosives and Christmas ornaments, which I saw coming. And
yeah, literally they were like, how do we get these explosives in the water? And Jack was like, Christmas ornaments. And then they open a box of Christmas ornaments.
I expected somebody to have them like on a bandolier, you
Oh,
know,
man.
just hanging
Oh,
off their chest.
That's a missed
Ho, ho,
opportunity.
ho. And I ain't talking about your three sisters. Yeah, that would have been great, dude.
Yeah, so he's trying to
I'm about to
retrieve the
deck your
ornament, which doesn't
halls.
make sense. Let the shark eat it.
Yeah, let it
Yeah.
fall. I mean, worst case scenario, it blows up in the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does catch it, and like an idiot, he stays there like freeze frame. Yeah, look how cool I look with this. Oh, the shark got me.
And the parents are still trying to find the kids. They're back at the comic book shop questioning Clark.
You know, we're getting some real Curran.
Yeah, she goes full Karen. She pulls this gun from her husband and points it right in his
Because what does he
dude's
say?
face.
Oh, where are they? That's classified information.
Yeah. How does this give me clearance? Oh, yeah, you're cleared.
Yeah.
This creep is just on autopilot, and he knows to keep secrets about kids. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is your deal, bro?
Yeah.
Never talk to parents. You hear me?
Never
glad
tell
he's
the
dead.
parents where the
Yeah.
kid is.
Ain't gonna gotch him.
And then he tells them that they're down at the pier or whatever. with-
Access granted, he
But
says.
I love it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, he's with his older brother, and she's just like, well, he's with his older brother. He's fine.
The older brother and Georgia's there, so that's like, you know, some adult supervision. They both look at each other like, oh fuck.
Yeah, we should go.
Yeah. She's teaching him anatomy right now.
So they realize like maybe they can use the pen against Santa Jaws to rewrite the comic book or
Uh-huh.
whatever. And Eddie Furlong realizes he lost the pen back at the comic shop. It does come up later when he's trying to think of stuff to draw, and his brother's like, well, draw the shark ripped in half. And he's like, if I draw another shark, we might get another shark.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah.
You gotta look at those possibilities, man.
They go back to the comic shop. There are like 4 sets in this movie, I'm starting to realize.
Yeah.
We got the comic book shop, we've got the house, the restaurant, and the dock.
Yep.
That's where we're at.
That's it.
Yeah.
And the comic book guy, Clark, has found the
Worst
pen.
shark movie ever.
He's found the pen, and he's drawn himself a Russian girlfriend,
Svetlana.
a pile of money, and a sweet ass Bel Air.
Uh-huh. You know he drew his dick bigger too.
Oh yeah. 100%.
He tried, but then a dick just appeared on the floor, and he's like, "Oh, that's weird."
Uh-oh. I mentioned it earlier. He's got a line because like life is tough, dude. Because he's running away from these kids, and you know, trying to keep the pen for himself. And I was on this little fucking rinky-dink rowboat, I guess, threatening to drop the pen. And I'll give it back. And he's like, you're kids. Life is tough. You don't know. I could have drawn Svetlana to speak English, but then I'd have to talk to her. Who wants that kind of pressure? And sometimes I agree with this guy.
But also, he's like, imagine the possibilities with this pen. The yachts, the women, the money. I'm like, you already drew millions of dollars.
Dude, you have
Yeah.
a smoking hot girl, a beautiful 57 Bel Air, stacks of cash, and assumedly a huge penis now. You're doing all right, bud.
And for life. Like, he doesn't need
Yeah.
anything else. He could literally buy anything else he wants, or like invest some of that money, and like he could retire.
I mean,
He's
not to
done.
mention
That's
anybody
it.
that works at comic book store would be happy with Svetlana. You're like, cool, I'm done. This is the pinnacle of my life.
Yeah.
I'm peaking.
Yeah.
Wait, are you making fun of comic book people? 'Cause
Yep.
that's my people.
That's my people. I'm allowed to make fun of them. Comic books got me through my parents' divorce, except it didn't work.
Comic books got me through my late adolescence and adulthood.
How'd that work for you?
Well, I make fun of other people's achievements for fun now. So.
And I have Spider-Man pajamas. Ooh, yeah.
I do have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's a weird
pajamas.
flex, and I like
Only
it.
the pants, not
the
like
bottoms.
a onesie.
Well, they live in sewers. You got to cover yours.
I do want a king sized Spider-Man sheets, but they don't make them. So
They don't make them yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone on Etsy makes.
I've
Yeah.
been creating burner accounts, just like fucking emailing Disney. I'm like, King and Queen Spider-Man sheets, dude. Get on it.
Yeah.
Angry Fan 1, Angry Fan 2. I can keep doing this all day.
Okay, the name of this account is Bob Iger. The name of this account is Kevin Feige.
Kathleen Kennedy. Real George Lucas.
Which it's a side note, which we don't do on this show. but
Never.
you said Kathleen Kennedy, and I didn't really know who she was until people started complaining about all the new stuff.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of older stuff. Kathleen Kennedy produced every movie.
This is why she was given the reins by George Lucas. He found her very competent. I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything about it.
She produced everything.
Yeah.
Everything that I remember liking.
She was a big name.
Yeah. She's
So
just
is-
maybe not
so
the
is a
right
big name.
fit for Star Wars. Like, not everybody can do everything, right?
I agree.
Like,
I think Star Wars was better when it wasn't about money, but this is
well,
Hollywood.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So episode 4.
Episode, yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean the original trilogy obviously had money thrown at it, but yeah, we'll talk about that in the Star Wars podcast.
Yes.
Which it sounds like Steve needs to be on.
Yes, Steve, if you know nothing or everything about Star Wars, we're doing a Star Wars podcast at some point here.
Nice.
And it's going to be a rotating third guest. So
Nice. Like
it'll
it.
be me and Jack who knows too much, me who knows barely any, just enough, and then a guest who knows a varying amount of things.
Derek's a fan. I'm the asshole fan. It's like, not my Star Wars.
Well, you see, in this book from 1993,
Yeah.
That's explained in the Thrawn trilogy where R5 is force sensitive. And
so the parents are at the dock and they think they see the shark coming, so mom starts shooting at it.
Oh
you
my
took
God.
Papa Joe. Bam. You took Mike. Bam. You're not taking my kids. Bam. Blood in the water. How the fuck did this work?
It's a lawn ornament plastic alligator.
Oh my
It's the
God.
worst.
It is the most plastic alligator I've ever fucking seen in a movie. Like, oh
I've seen
my
lawn
God.
gnomes more lifelike than this.
It's
Yeah.
like a children's. It's like a bath toy for a child, but they just shot it really close so it looks big.
Yeah.
Crocodile Dundee is throwing up somewhere in Australia.
Yeah.
Steve Irwin is turning in his grave. God bless him.
And then, so what you were talking about, where the dude is trying to leave with the pen, I think it cut back and get to back and forth. But either
Yeah, I
way, he
could be all over
pushes
the
him-
place.
It doesn't matter. This movie doesn't follow like a traditional story structure, which is to say any.
Yeah.
He's pushing himself out to the water. He's like, I'm going to drop the pen in the water if you don't leave me alone. And so Jenna decides to jump off the pier and tackle him.
The worst move ever. She should jump off the pier and grab the pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess she did. Question mark.
Yeah, it didn't look like it, but she definitely comes up with it.
I think there's like a 30-year-old man who's jumping off the pier, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stunt man for
All
a
of a sudden,
15-year-old
all
girl.
of a sudden, she's 6'2", 320 pounds.
They got a linebacker. It's the Rock stunt man doing it for her. That looks a little different.
It's Sven Thorson.
Oh, Swim Thorson. I can't stop. Somebody send help.
So she knocks him into the water, and she gets the pen from him and throws it to Edward Furlong. It's not, guys. Just remember, it's not. I don't know who he
This is who we see is Edward Furlong.
Somebody named Reed.
Uh-huh.
His name was Reed something. That doesn't matter.
Richards?
No, not Reed Richards. It had an I in it. Or
So does Richards.
No, but Reed doesn't.
Oh, like Lou Reed.
Yeah, exactly. Reed Richards.
Louisiana Reed.
Reed Richards is named after a plant. But anyway, so Clark ends up getting eaten by the shark, and then
Clark
Jenna,
and Shark? Oh, no.
Clark gets sharked. Jenna is swimming to the pier, trying to get up, and they're just like, "Come on,
She
get
makes
out
it
of
to the
water."
fucking pier.
Yeah, she's trying to pull herself out of the water. They're just staring at her, not helping, and she
Useless.
gets mowed down.
Yeah. Put your fucking hand out and you reach and you grab your friend.
Yeah. And like she looks pretty light. Like I think it'd be pretty fucking easy. Even like their tiny asses could lift her out of the fucking water pretty
the
quickly.
brother's a star baseball player. He's got at
Yeah.
least some athleticism.
Yeah,
Seriously.
she's a 16-year-old runner. She can't weigh that much.
Yeah.
No.
We missed a scene that doesn't matter, but the nerdy Asian kid was giving the older brother shit. You know, he's like, "You guys you've made our lives miserable because you're a fucking jock and you treat us nerds like third-class citizens." He's like, "Aren't you grouping me in the same thing by just calling me a jock?"
And then immediately follows it up with, "All I know is that the bottom of the ninth,
Oh
the
my
bases
God,
are loaded. You've got to do this." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay, jock."
And all I
Yeah.
kept thinking is, if you're talking to a true nerd, like, I don't know what you just said to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling you a jock. That's first class. I don't understand.
Yeah.
We were also having a good time watching it. Like, "Oh, I wasn't picking on you because you're a nerd. I'm racist. I don't like Asians." You misunderstood, dude.
Yeah.
There's a reason I wouldn't let you drive the car here. Oh, calm down, Josh. So they start doing stuff with the pen. So the first idea is
Go on.
erase her teeth.
Uh-huh.
So he scribbles out the shark's teeth, and then the shark is like, "Solution: knock these Christmas ornaments into the water," which are sitting on the edge.
So
of the
they
dock.
did say earlier when the nerdy kid wants to, I think it's Steve, right? The nerdy kid,
Yes.
when he wants to he's like, "Just stay away from the water." Now Edward Furlong is like, no, we created this thing. You helped me. You gave it super intelligence. So they did kind of give a little background of like,
she's super smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
So she knocks these ornaments into the water and then chews them up to turn them into shark red and green teeth.
Oh man, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
And then
Did
my
that
favorite
work? I don't know.
Yeah, my favorite part of the movie, let's impale her.
Yeah.
So he draws a candy cane, giant candy cane that goes through the shark's head.
Did that work?
It turns out this shark now has a narwhal horn made of candy cane.
Oh, dude, it's fucking Narc Wahlburger.
And this candy cane horn leads to my favorite kill of this movie, but we'll get there in just a minute. So the kids run back to the restaurant and they're telling their parents, like, this is, Josh, whatever, main character kid, Eddie Furlong is like, this is my fault. This is Santa Jaws. I drew her, and the dad's like, "Hey, don't blame yourself."
Classic global warming.
Classic global warming.
We're talking about some hot rising temperatures. We got predators swimming in habitats that aren't natural to them. It's fine. It's just the earth destroying itself. You've heard it once. You've heard it 1,000 times.
Yeah, it's just global warming. That's how you
It's
get
the North
sharks
Pole
with candy
melting.
canes.
The North Pole melted, so all the Santa Jawses are coming down, and they got to feed elsewhere. That's what
Santa
happens.
Jaws is coming on down.
Santa Jaws is coming to town. We do get that. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, because they are saying Santa Jaws, the titular line, a lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes in these movies you have to wait for it. No,
Nope.
sir.
If you played a drinking game where they were saying the name of the movie, you wouldn't have made it to the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
you'd be
yeah.
soused.
Yeah.
we're only taking shots of water, and you still get like the poisoning where like your liver
Yeah.
explodes or whatever from drinking too much water.
Oh, they
Yeah.
call it the ecstasy disease.
I only know about it from all the stories of like frats being like, well, we're not going to haze with liquor anymore because we keep getting in trouble. We're going to start hazing these kids with water, make them drink water, and then kids are still dying.
Yeah.
I knew about it from rave kids taking ecstasy and like they feel like they can't quench their thirst. And they get
Yeah.
water poisoning. It's a thing that's happened.
Yeah,
In
good
the
times.
early
your
aughts.
cells get too filled with water and then they explode. So they decide that they need to stop the shark by using exploding turkeys.
Sure, if you want to use the word turkey.
Yeah, these things are large
Yeah.
chickens at best.
Yeah.
We're like, as somebody that loves cooking turkeys, I'm like, that's awful. These are tiny.
This is like the game hen version of a turkey.
Yeah,
it's a Cornish game
seriously.
hen turkey.
Yeah. Also, why did they cook the turkeys? Why did the turkeys have to be cooked?
I
That
think
seems
they
like a
already were
waste of
cooked.
Yeah,
time.
I think because she was saying like, you can't use my turkeys. I think they were for the restaurant.
Yeah.
But then we
okay.
see on the third one, they're definitely not cooked. They're just painted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
but
yeah.
they're supposed to be. They're supposed to
Yeah.
be cooked.
Yeah.
The top half is cooked.
Which,
Yeah.
by the way, like this is their big plan, right? The dad starts drawing up blueprints of something. It was like unlimited power or something, and the
God.
kid's like, just like pitching a baseball. This kid has a learning disorder. He only speaks baseball terms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he has an issue, dude.
He's
Yeah.
that kid from Rookie of the Year.
Rosenbaumer.
He's obsessed with baseball.
Funky butt loving. But so it turns out they're building a fucking trebuchet
Yeah.
and loading turkeys with gunpowder ?
Yeah, I guess because they're just like, if we just put gunpowder in the turkey and then we shoot it, it'll explode.
And
I'm not a
They go-
scientist, but I don't think that's going to work in the water. Shooting
yeah.
turkeys filled with gunpowder. I just don't see that working.
So shooting gunpowder already we found out doesn't work. Like the
Yeah.
Mythbusters did that.
Mythbusters. But there is such a thing as tannerite. Tannerite is something you can shoot
Right.
that bullets will explode. But I to your point, I don't think you get it wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in a goopy wet turkey
Uh-huh.
in the
Yeah.
water
Go on.
inside of a wet shark.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And also, good job on resisting the smile, motherfucker. Because they go 0 for 2 on this turkey,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They go 0 for 3 actually because the third one hits a railing.
Oh,
Yeah, it
God,
lands
yeah.
on the lower part of the dock and just splorches
Oh my God.
everywhere. It's
They're bombing
disgusting.
is railing. So
bombing is railing. Oh,
his
no.
railing gets bombed, and it's now there's wet turkey all over the place.
And
We're getting to your favorite death.
we get at one point it's before I think Josh says it, the brother. He goes down and he says something about Santa Jaws is coming to town.
Yeah.
Which we knew was coming at some point. But he says it. He goes down to get this turkey and gets impaled by the candy cane narwhal horn.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful. Absolutely
is my-
beautiful.
I mean, outside of it being like just sub Sci-Fi Channel CG, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we've seen the shark now a handful of times, so we know what we're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's expecting top notch. So what we get is excellent.
Even on the
Yes.
CG horn through him, though, they do the blood on the back and stuff. It is
Yeah.
all fake, but at least they bothered doing the blood on the hole.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite kill.
Which was your first favorite?
Buddy the Legless Elf.
Okay, so we're swapped.
Yeah.
All right. I just like this guy getting impaled by a candy corn horn.
Steve, you got a favorite?
I really liked it when the mom died just because she was a bitch. So
So Whitney, who is not on this episode because we couldn't figure it out.
Because I'm a failure. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine. You are a failure, but it is fine. We still love you. No, I can't help you with technology. But the whole fucking time we're watching it, Whitney's like, God, I hate this bitch. I don't know why she's still alive.
yeah.
And then this happens.
Yeah. So the dad does his heroic belly flop into the ocean.
This is what's the opposite of a swan in bird terms?
a dodo.
Because a swan dive is perfect. This is the opposite of perfect. This is like a chicken wing dive.
a flawless chicken dive.
Yeah, he
And-
belly flop dives right into the water.
Somehow he thinks he's going to save his favorite son. So he gets into the water and the shark eats him too.
Yeah.
And Eddie Furlong or the mom, the turkey falls into the water. That's what it is. The turkey just falls in.
Yeah.
And the shark is like, all right, well, I'm still hungry. Dad was skinny.
It's
So-
a Christmas turkey. Can't resist it.
True.
Fair. He resisted the other two.
Mm-hmm.
He went right by those. Or
Yeah.
she went right by those. I'm used to villains being mad.
Yeah.
We're used to Bruce the shark. And men are the villains. Come on, guy.
And he
Yeah.
shoots, and Eddie Furlong shoots the turkey, and the shark sinks. But it's a horror movie, so we know the shark's not gone, and so does he.
Death number 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
he knows right away this shark's not dead.
Yep.
The villain never dies at the beginning, so he tells his mom, "I have the magic pen. I can bring everybody back." So he sets out to do pen cemetery, and he wants to bring his family back with his magic pen. The pen gets knocked, or she takes the pen from him because she doesn't realize at first that it's a gift from Papa Joe.
Well, and she doesn't believe in this whole, even with this,
Just a stupid cunt.
Yep. Yep.
even with all this like nonsensical magic going on, she's still like, no,
Yeah,
there's no
she
way
still
this
doesn't
magic
believe
pen.
him. Like,
Like, come on, dude.
how much more evidence do you need to believe this? You just saw
Hey,
a
Mom.
fucking shark with a Santa Claus hat on its fin, fucking ornaments for teeth, and you're still just like, no, I don't believe it. Like,
Hey,
oh,
Mom, I
get
got a note
fucked.
from the shark. It says it was him. I don't
Yeah.
believe it, son. But it's signed right here, Santa Jaws.
So the mom does decide to go down and get the pen and throw it to him.
She's not the only one that goes down.
And then she gets eaten by the shark, but it's like Wes Studi at the end of Deep Rising, which you brought up earlier, where it's just like every other death has been a quick munch, and this is just like slow analingus.
She is getting her ass eaten, dude, and not in the fun way. This guy's using way too much teeth.
Because the shark is now
Or girl.
on the dock, so I guess it's not as maneuverable. It's out of the water, right?
Yeah.
So he writes in the comic book where there were some unwritten panels, I guess, even though they said they finished it and gave it to people to read.
Yeah, it had some extra pages.
No, they were arguing over the ending.
Oh, that's right. They were
Ooh.
arguing over the ending. Whitney called it.
Good chime in.
Look at that. Not even on the show, and she knows
Still
more than me.
helping.
Didn't even watch. Still knew more.
That's probably true. Somebody that didn't watch this movie now knows more than we do.
So he writes in there that the person who kills the shark can get a Christmas wish. And he writes down, "I wish for my family back." And all of us immediately are like, not your friends, not your girlfriend, maybe, not the
Possible
comic book
girlfriend.
guy.
The
Yeah.
legless elf.
No, nobody else gets to come back, just your family. But it turns out maybe everyone does.
He
We don't
considers-
see Steve
You
or
know
Clark,
what?
but-
He, as soon as he said family, Vin Diesel drove by in a car on skis and was just like, everyone's family. Family.
I just
And
think he said
then
at
it
some
turned into a
point-
helicopter for some reason and flew off.
All I gotta do is throw this switch, helicopter blades.
Because fuck
Helicopter
physics.
space.
Yeah. Dude, I watched one of those movies and I was looking at my roommate and I was like, is that Fiero going to space? And she's like, what? And I was like, that's a fucking Pontiac Fiero
Yep.
that they duct taped up with rocket engines to go to space. Is that happening? She's like, oh yeah. So nonchalant, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I've watched every single one of them because they keep getting more
I'm with you.
ridiculous. I can't help myself. I'm just like, what are they going to do next? What are they going to do
What are
next?
they going to do next, dude?
Like-
we called a couple recently. I don't remember what we said. If we listen to previous episodes, we make some bold predictions and we'll see.
Well, so I had watched 1 and 2, and then when 8 was coming out, I saw the trailer, and I was like, okay, I gotta watch them all because how did they become super spies?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
So I watched all of them up to 8, and then 9 came out, and I was like, nah.
Here's how you fix this, dude. Here's how you fix that franchise. Because it's all unbelievable, right? It's all way too fantastical. They're all driving Transformers. Shared universe.
They
Cars
talked
can
about
be
doing
family.
that. They talked
Did
about
they really?
doing a Fast and Furious Transformers crossover, but they scrapped it. But now I've been hearing rumors.
As they should if a drinking version of me said it.
Now I've been hearing rumors, and I actually am starting to believe them because of how the last one ended, is that they're gonna deal with time travel.
Well, they've all been in various time frames, so it
Jump in
makes sense.
gigawatts, Marty.
We're gonna bring together. This robot's powered by 2.25 gigawatts. It's more than 1.21.
Yeah.
But it's like we've done. What is it? The 90s was the new one. One of them was in like the 70s, maybe, or that's when they appeared.
For what?
Know.
Oh, Transformers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Turns out they predate humanity.
yeah, they've been around since the last night went all the way back to fucking Round Table times.
Well, even
which are
before that,
real,
Age
right?
of Extinction.
Oh, that's right.
There's fucking dinosaurs,
That's
dude.
right. We did Age of Extinction, and I blacked it out.
Transformers, make a shark movie. Steve, get on that.
There's got to be a shark transformer.
I'm sure
There
there
must
is,
be,
dude.
yeah.
But I guarantee. I don't guarantee.
Shark of the Moon.
You know what? I guarantee that this Fast X trilogy that's ending the 10 movie series is going to end with Fast Triple X, and we've got Vin Diesel playing Xander Cage and Dom Toretto in the same movie.
Because he never knew he had a twin brother, identical twin brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, because
And
you
then
keep
his
getting
brother-
fucking family members popping up every 5 seconds
dude,
in
out
that
of
franchise.
nowhere.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I have
In
this other
what-
brother. Oh, you didn't know about my sister? What?
By
What
the
are you
way,
talking
in
about?
what world does John Cena play Vin Diesel's younger brother? Get fucked.
Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, and that's what I love about those movies. It's like they just don't even care
So I
anymore.
recently
Like,
watched them all too, and I got to tell you, man, Momoa in the newest one was a breath of fresh air.
oh
Like,
my god,
he
dude,
was
he was
charming.
amazing.
Yeah,
He was the best part of
he's
that
worth
movie,
it.
and Vin Diesel
For
kept
sure.
giving him shit for it. I'm just like, Vin, like.
Oh yeah, no,
you
Vin
needed
Diesel's
him.
pissed that anyone's taking it away because he can act. That's the
Oh
thing.
yeah,
He's
that's
mad
the
that he can
problem.
act.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vin Diesel's like, I'm in one of the biggest franchises ever. I
mean-
said I am Groot.
He didn't just
Yeah.
cut the sleeves off his shirt and show up to set.
You know where there's not sharks though? Fast and the Furious.
Not yet.
Not yet. There will be. They
Has
already
to
went
be
to space.
someday.
Now they got to go to the unexplored frontier.
Oh, they got to
underwater.
go to the you got to go to the.
Well, they do have that
in
submarine
the
now.
ocean. Oh yeah,
Do they have a
because at the
submarine?
They
last
have a
one,
submarine
fucking
now, dude.
what's her name
Spoilers for
popped
Fast and
back up.
Furious X. Giselle.
Yeah.
I'm very upset. I know that much.
We got to get to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. That's where the rest of my family is.
And then that's where Jason
Also,
Statham
Aquaman.
comes in and fights the Meg.
Oh fucking hell!
Because Jason Momoa is down there controlling the Meg with his Aquaman power.
Exactly.
Good God,
Multiverse.
we
Man,
have
I'm
gone
writing
off
this.
the rails.
I know, and this movie's over, basically. So we get Edward Furlong's finishing line here, which is "Ho, ho, ho, you son of a fish."
Oh yeah,
And then he lights this notebook on fire. The shark goes up in magical green Christmas flames.
because it turns out his shark was bigger than his bite. Go on.
I'm extending that silence.
Dude, add some fucking crickets in.
And Edward Furlong wakes up the next morning at home, and it is Christmas Day, so we know it's the next
Yeah,
day.
because I thought it was gonna be like a dream, you know, and it kind of is because nobody knows they just got saved, which gut punch.
Right?
This little nerdy kid is now a hero, but he can't tell anybody.
This movie's basically Krampus.
Like his family wakes up and they all still think he's the biggest piece of shit in the family.
He's grounded, dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, don't worry, I'll get these cinnamon rolls out of the oven. Now let me go to my room and let them burn."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, oh shit, I forgot, and runs over to Homegirl's house, who we jokingly said he was gonna draw like, all right, bring everybody back, but I want her to have bigger boobs.
Oh my god.
Right? Exactly. But since he just wished them back, he didn't
Yeah.
wish them to look like his drawings, because his drawings definitely have her. It's he draws it and then he erases them and makes them bigger.
Oh,
and
he's
like,
got
"There we
fan
go."
fiction of her, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
He shipped them as a couple.
He goes over, has to introduce himself to her again,
Uh-huh.
and asks her on an ice cream date, and she's like, "I'll get double extra super fudge." or
You'll get
whatever.
diabetes is what you'll get.
And she gives him back his comic book, and she goes, "By the way, that comic was pretty killer." And Jack said the line moments before this kid did.
I was trying to be an asshole.
You have no idea.
Yeah, definitely called it on accident.
Yeah.
Just trying to, be just like a schmucky line.
Yeah.
And the
And-
movie's over.
Movie's over, but he burns the comic book and then looks at the pen and then sticks it in his pocket, and we get like toodaloo
Sequel
music.
setup, man.
Yeah.
What's the next one going to be called?
I don't know. He doesn't want to draw sharks anymore, so he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna draw a Godzilla monster. Shit!
Santa Paws. It's a bear.
Yeah.
There's already Santa Paws. I think it's a movie starring the Air Buddy dogs.
Santa Maws. It's a bunch of angry Karen moms.
Santa Maws.
Santa Claus, and it's a bunch of angry crabs.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna spell it differently and say a bunch of angry lawyers. You didn't check the fine print. You didn't check the fine print.
The Santa Claus. No, we already got that. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, Tim Allen's showing up now. Huh?
I wouldn't believe Tim Allen as a lawyer. So that's the end of this, whatever this was, movie picture.
This talkie.
So we'll have to go recommendations. Steve, since you're the guest, you go first. How do you recommend this picture?
I would absolutely recommend this one. This one was just so much fun. Like, it is just dumb fun. You could just turn your brain off, and like, I don't know what it is about the movie, but for some reason it just works. It just works as a good, funny comedy. So yeah, I highly
you know what?
recommend it.
So I hold Christmas movies in a high regard. I don't really like the avant-garde ones, but I loved this, and maybe because I thought I was gonna hate it. I definitely came into this thinking I was going to absolutely hate this movie, and everything you just said echoed. Turn your brain off, have some fun, get a little drunk, maybe you're hungover, and this is just an ease of a movie to go through, and I surprisingly loved it, and we'll make it a rotation.
And then we have our surprise recommendation from our non-guest.
Hi. So I fucking love this movie. It really helped to watch with people because it's that bad. But it's a fantastic bad, and it's definitely one you should watch.
Did you say fantastic?
I did.
Okay.
It is one that would be better if you're high or a little drinky drink. Get some of that eggnog. Yeah. But I was highly entertained through this whole thing.
Yeah, I have to recommend it too. Not in a sense of like this is a great movie, but in a sense of like we kind of all said, like drink, enjoy it, watch it with friends. It seems like maybe Steve, you had to watch it alone, which may not be the best way to watch it, but I think I still would have enjoyed it.
Listening to Steve's podcast, I feel like he's watched a lot of these alone, so like you're very used to it.
I'm used to it, and like compared to a lot of other ones I've watched, like this is amazing. Like
easy to get through.
Like I can think of one called Psycho Shark or Jaws in Japan. One of the worst movies I've ever watched. I had to watch that by myself, and like I just wish I was dead the whole time watching it. So like watching something like this is just like, it's amazing to me. So I have very low standards. So
excellent. You're welcome company here.
Well, that seems like a success for Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
So, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's our
Happy holidays.
Break.
Yeah.
Technically, we're on break right now, but with an episode, with Monday being Christmas Day, I felt like we had to put out something new.
I agree.
So that'll be that for this episode. Don't forget to check out our social media stuff, Bad Movies, Worst People, or BMWP Podcast on like TikTok and Twitter, because they don't let me put Bad Movies, Worst People. Go to the website. You can get links to the merch and everything. Check out Evasion. They provide our opening and closing music. They're awesome. Steve, go ahead and plug your stuff here.
So you can find Bucket of Chum anywhere you get podcasts. I got a website, bucketofchumpodcast.com. I got a Patreon, patreon.com/Bucket of Chum. All the social medias, Bucket of Chum Podcast. So that's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Slasher. And yeah. I think I have a Christmas episode coming out on December 21st, so it'll be out right now, and it's on a movie called Piranha Sharks, which is surprisingly a Christmas shark movie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Steve, for joining us. I have been Derek.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Whitney.
And I'm Steve.
Good night. Go fin yourself. If you've thought about recording a podcast before, but like myself, realized you need a lot of different tools and services, well, those days are over. With Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform, you can create your podcast all in one place and easily distribute to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. You can record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests and feel a sense of zen knowing that Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Go to Zencaster.com/pricing and use my code WORSEPeople, that's WORSEPEOPLE, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story.